What does it take to build a brand that is absolutely massive? Something that you start during the Apartheid era. Something that is able to be exported to different countries, including the US. What does it take to build a Jabu Stone? Find out in today's episode of the Relebogile Mabotja Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Relebogile Mabotja Podcast. We chat to interesting people about interesting things. And the moment I had this man close to me sharing his story, I said he has to come to studio. Before I introduce him, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be the first to find out when a new episode is out. But also comment down below who you'd like to see on the podcast. This man is phenomenal. He is great with finding talent, with building talent and building empires. Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Knowles. Ntate Jabu Stone Sithole.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Thanks, hi, Relebogile.
Listen, I expect nothing less from you, coming with the dreads freshly done.
See?
Because you are the billboard of the business.
Oh, thank you. I had to, man. I had to, especially coming to see you today.
Oh,
I'm like, hey, Anisha be right.
So when did you realize you look like Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father?
Actually, Ubongani called my wife. How? Why he looks like Beyonce's father? I said, hey, let me check how does he look like. And then I realized, this is my twin, Mus.
I think you must take a chance at Beyonce's next concert. Just be like, Matthew.
Yes, hi, daughter, come here, my child. So come here, my child.
Thank you for coming. I think I felt like after, you came through on my radio show, I realized there was so much gold sitting in your experiences and knowledge and so much power there. But I also know we need to start with a quite an important part of really delving into who Jabu Stone is and the brand, because I think for young people, they might not be as familiar, whereas Rona, we grew up. I didn't know, just as a confession, I didn't know Jabu Stone was an actual person. I thought there's this brand, Jabu Stone, that is phenomenal. Until it was time to interview him, I said, his name, it's the person, which just made you so much more iconic to me. But please share your journey, Hore. Where did it all start for you as Jabu Stone?
Yeah, no, it's been a long journey, I must be honest. Because I always say to sell started as early, I think I was, 12, 13, 14. Because already the issue, I'll be very frustrated, I'm sure. So I would always want to sell something. Doesn't matter what, I would want to sell something. So I think that grew in me until then Gemankula. Then I realized that, like any other child, you want to go out there, because I started going to Fuba, because the days of, we want to act that time. Then I studied drama at the Market Theatre, next to Market Theatre, Fuba. Then I came back, looking for jobs, looking for this. So you keep trying as a young man. Until that time, I realized that after, finishing the studying electrical engineering, then I came back and then I said, how am I going to start my business with engineering, especially electrical, because the customers for the company by then, post office and all, and then I saw that and during the days of, Apartheid, you were not even looked at that time. And I said, look, let me start something. Because I remember at work, I took an unpaid leave. I asked them to go and leave. They said, no, you can't leave. Because I was amongst within the department of engineering. And they said, but rather take a leave. And then I took a 1 year unpaid leave.
And they kept the job for you?
They kept the job for me. 1 year. Then I left because they said to me, what are you going to do? I said, no, I'm going to start her business with my sister. They started counting for me. They said, look, you're going to charge 15 rand. It's not going to work for you, but go and try and then you come back.
Firstly, I am shocked that back in Apartheid era, they did not say, yay, if you leave, the job is gone. Because I don't think that would happen in this day and age.
They did that to me, I must be honest. And it's so strange because I think I had a very good team within that department. And also, when I came back as well from Peninsula Technicon, I had young, I remember there was a young Afrikaner, young boy, Johan, who would come to me, ask me questions, and in Afrikaans, and, I would see my, the seniors, they would laugh at me because my Afrikaans is not that perfect, but I would try and explain to Johan. And Johan wouldn't want to listen to anybody except, was Jabu, kusukve Jabu, So it was that kind of a thing, So I had very strong relationship with almost everybody in that company, didn't matter who.
Please help us understand those that didn't live in our conscious minds during apartheid.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
What was it like for you where outside of the bubble you're unwelcome? And by the bubble I mean your team and your work environment where you're engaging with white people, and then Kohai where you're in your township, you're with your own people, but in between it was not the same world of you're just a person. Like, what was that like?
It was a little bit tough because I remember during our time, it was, there will be a strike, boycott. And then when you're at work, you don't even know what happened during the day in the township. You're coming from work. And the guys will come around and collect all the mails to come. Because a comrade is being shot. Wait,
who are the guys?
Like the comrade, the guys would be your COSAS, your underground structures and all that, So they'll come, and you're from work, you don't know what's happening, then they'll come and say, hey, vuka maulele. And then you wake up and you're half asleep. You don't even know what's going on, who's been shot. And then if you resist, then they put you in front. Mahamba now, and they make sure they're watching you. And then you find the hippo. The police are there. They run and then they arrest you. And you don't know, because these ones, you're scared, they woke you up and you're half asleep. And the next thing, you are arrested now. So it was that kind of a thing. It was tough because the environment, you have to work in between. Because I remember when I was in that space as well, at the factory, at the company, and the guys were complaining about, they wanted more money. And by that time, I'm on the other side of engineering. I'm earning good salary. But now there was this thing of injury to one, injury to all.
Yes.
Now they said, we want to have a 2 days sit-in the company. Now they're looking at me.
You come in and you don't work.
Yes. You will sit there and we don't work. Now they're looking at me, what I want to say, because now I'm on the other side. Then I took an unpaid leave for 2 days. Took a leave there. I said, can I have a leave? But I told my manager, don't ask me, I'm going. Then he was shocked, but Jabu, I never asked you. I said, no, but this time, don't ask me. But I knew maybe he was going to see me there. And when he saw me, he started laughing because I had to be part, because they're watching me, either I'm going to join them or not. So it was kind of it was difficult to maneuver, but that was the situation.
Do you feel like, because there's a lot of conversation where people will say, yeah, in apartheid, things used to work, things were better. Are you of the view that things were better? And I ask this with the understanding, obviously your experience is unique. You got a great position, you had a great opportunity with having got to study. But do you look at our country today and look at the country back then and ever think it was better?
Okay, let me be honest. Things were not okay, must be honest with you, because I remember from school, I'd go to see my father who worked at the street factory in Jimiston. So if I'm in a school bus, otherwise you'll be arrested if you don't have that. It was not nice, because you stop by the police and all those things. But in that environment, that's when I worked for the company there, and then I said, I want to get out of this situation as well. Then I said, now what is that I do? And then that's when those evening classes. And I had to make sure that my life becomes better within that environment, the apartheid. It was not easy. It was tough, but I think, and fortunately as well, the people I worked with, I had a good relationship with them. I think it's based on you, how do you relate with other people? Because as I'm saying, I speak Afrikaans. I could communicate, and to me, if the environment I'm there, and then I'll communicate, because the bottom line is to communicate, with a person and get what you want, and then from there. So I had even that side, because some of the guys, remember, laba besifunda nabo, in those evening classes, some of them were from the army. So when they come back, they tell you things that they've done, and you know that those people are the guys that left the township.
Were the evening classes the ones where you were completing your high schooling?
Yes, within the company. Yeah.
Yes.
And then now the company after that took me to Peninsula Technology. Remember now, I fall under the apprenticeship of the company. So I would come back and join the company from school, and then now we meet other guys who are from VETS, other Africans, technical colleges, because we were not in the same college, we're like different because abantu abamnyama is there, Yamakala, up and all those things. So when we meet there in the company, so we all start engaging.
Because now you're mixing, there's no segregation
exactly,
inside.
Yeah, inside. But now you can see that they're still having that anger. We don't know what's happening out there. Because remember, there was this thing which at a certain age, they must go to join the army, after matric. So they come back, they done, and then you learn from them. But others, because I would like, you know what? I don't know what's happening there, but here we are. The company is looking after us. So that is why I say I never had, it was not nice, but at times they will see how you engage with them. And then they will like, oh, okay, no. Then, the whole thing started flowing. Then they started realizing, these are, we are the same here. That's what we started engaging, because the company preached that. Because fortunately, the company we had, Bill Fenter, Allied Technologies. It was like, they tried to put us together there, we were like...
How did you deal with... Because I just realized I don't think I've even asked anybody from your generation about this. Even my parents. I must ask them when I get home. But how have you dealt with the trauma of apartheid? And I feel like your generation is the generation that never had that period to process, because it was New South Africa, South Africa, we love, like everything happened so quickly. Life went, Mandela was president, but there was never, I don't know if you've ever processed, and I don't think you need to have gone through ducking bullets or seeing somebody get killed in front of you, but the understanding, you're being taught that you are lesser than. How have you processed that, if you have?
Look, that was said to you all the time, Maufik Msebenzini. I remember... remember you had short hair?
Yes.
So,
wait, did you have SKL?
No, cut. No. Like in
the throw, yes.
Yeah, in Wayland, yeah. So I remember Pete Stradom, some other guy there, he was quality control at work.
Yes.
So I was on the other side, got engineering. So I'll try to explain to Pete. He wouldn't want to listen to me. And then one day he comes and says, what are you doing there at school? But Magida school. And then I said, no, I guess Piesach met me infierno. You know what he said in Afrikaans? Je sal nie reg kom nie, want jou hare is nog kort.
What does that have to do with anything?
Zettel, precisely. And I looked at him. But now people laugh at me. They said, I listen to Pistre, that's why my hair is long now.
You took it seriously, like, how am I going to grow this hair? So that I can reg kom.
Yeah. So, but you see, those are the things you will get it, all the time. But others, they won't. But I had others that would protect you. I remember Des Lapna, I remember there's a time whereby we had to finish a project and I had to go to class. And this guy said, no, you can't go to class. And Lapna said, no, he has to go to class. Now, they white, both of them now. The other one, and Lapna is, so they all have, but Lapna said, no, he has to go to class. This can wait. And this one said, no. So you see, there were those who were genuinely with a good heart. Not all of them were bad during the days of apartheid. So fortunately, we could differentiate, we could meet them. Hence, in that environment, because we would have end of the year party with these young, Afrikaner boys, English, Portuguese, and all that. And then I take a figure lapha,
Did you wear your church attire for the year end?
The what?
Your church attire.
No,
Did you wear your Sunday best for the year end?
We're charming. We're like, wearing your things there. Smart.
I love that for you.
I love that. Everybody, yeah.
So at some point, like you say, you were going to help create the salon with your sister. But this was not Jabu Stone. This was another salon when we were still within the relaxers and perms and all of those things. How was it starting a business back in that day? I mean, did you have capital, or you just took what was in the house, start the first person, and then start building from there?
It's so strange. I was talking to my sister after the show that because I told her, so every time she's always in the script because, and then she was happy. And then I said, I remember when she started, there was a company then, it would want a license for them before they could buy products.
Oh.
Yes, they wouldn't sell your PAM, your anything if you don't have that license. So there were a few people who had a license by then to go and buy hair products. So they would go there. And I think in Benoni, it was 3 of them. I think it was my sister, Stanley, and Matthews. Those are the 3 people that could kind of open up their own salons. So me not getting involved there with my sister, I was there to assist her, because I was still from engineering. But what I did, because there was Alex, I remember the days of Alex hair.
Yes, Alex hair, yeah.
Yes, Alex hair. So then I said to my sister, you know what? Because when you apply a relaxer, you apply it straight up to Basha. So can I go to Alex? Let me go and find out. Then I went to Alex every weekend, so said I'm there to assist, So Alex, he was surprised because, I go there with my car and then I park and then, no, I'm just here. Then he was like, where are you from? I said, I'm from Davidton and this and that. So when I came back to my sister, I said, you know what? Before they apply relaxer, I saw it, Alex, they base the scalp. So a relaxer takes longer to, by the time it gets into your scalp, then already it
were they basing the scalp with Vaseline?
The hair food or Vaseline or something,
yeah. God.
They would base so and they're also using the comb as well, because angitina mazinho.
Yes.
So once you use the comb, and then you literally open up the scalp and then you allow. So you have to use the back of. So those are the things that I learned traveling around. Then I took it back to my sister. You understand? No, why don't you do this? Before I went to Baghdad, basin. So it was like I was literally working with her, assisting where I could, and then I came back. I said, no, but you are more technical. Let me see if I can learn some kind of management skills, help you to, to manage, market and all those things. So that's how the whole thing started, to assist.
So does your sister still have a hair business today?
Yeah. She got a salon here in Woodmead.
Oh.
Hair by Nomsa, that's her salon. That's my sister.
Go support the sister.
Yes.
The sister.
That's my sister.
At what point did you start taking an interest in now dreadlocks and natural hair?
I think by then, Mangbona, when Bona Bantu Guti, Mabagui Pezin. Ziabuya, because everybody is like, she could feel the relaxer is working. And then that's when I said, no, man, why can't we come up with something that is not gonna, and then, but fortunately, because I was once a student at FUBA, and by then, the people wearing Nabulapa, they were all in locked forms, They were, the Rastafarians and also the guys who were having their locks. So then, that's when the idea of saying, let's see what we can do with this hairstyle. I think that's where it started, and then that's when I met Undate Silo, because I didn't know what to apply, because there was no product for locks by then.
Yes.
There was nothing actually for it.
Please tell everybody what you told me people were using for their locks before.
Before that,
Yes.
People would use sunlight soap. Abanye use a brown bread.
Brown bread?
Yep. Others would use honey. So they would
and you also said Coke.
And Coke as well, yeah.
Wait, what do you do with the bread?
I tell you, people were like doing all this because there was nothing. There was nothing there in the market to assist in this hairstyle. There was nothing, and people and Abanya, they didn't want it anyway because the look, it was very organic, rough, looking so. Because remember, the ultraviolet rays of the sun, they hit the hair from the end, and then they change the color. It's about brown, and they don't look nice, because it's not protected. Remember, your scalp produces natural oils. Now, those oils are not going to go down on those locks. They end there with scalp, and they want to use harsh shampoos with a pH that is not friendly, and then it strips that altogether. So that hairstyle was not appealing.
Yes.
At all. Now, but that's when we came, then when that Silo advised me to go to Dr. Hansel. Then I said, now I need a product that can protect against the ultraviolet rays of the sun.
Please tell us who Ntate Silo is.
Ntate Silo used to sell Lerato hair grower. I think Lerato was Ntate Silo's daughter. And then he would come, I think, deliver to my seat. He'd come there by himself, deliver maybe a stock this week, collects following week, it was kind of a, Then I would watch that. He was a very wonderful man, would sit and talk, all the time, find me, then we'd stand outside and start talking. Then that's when I asked him, I said, Ntate Silo, I would like to start something, Who do I talk to? Because I couldn't see this happening actually, but I asked him, then he said, no, man, go to Dr. Hansel, here's his address, here's his number, phone them. Then I went to visit Dr. Hansel then. And that's when Dr. Hansel, the chemist, the German chemist, and he looked at me, he said, what are you looking for? And then I said, hey, I'm looking for a product that can do this and that and that.
I thought when you said Mufuna, I was like, oh, Dr. Hansel spoke isiZulu. Dr. Hansel, Mufuna daughter.
No, Dr. Hansel Shem, he was such a wonderful man, So he listened to me because I gave me a brief. Because there was no product that would do that. And I has never, because he contract package,
yes.
He does products for different people. Yes. Then he said, Jabu, I'm hearing this for the first time. So please tell me what is it. Then I said, give me a product that will do, add moist, emollients, right? When I twist it towards this direction, must hold, it has the holding power with the alu, ferrox, and all those things, So he started making all the, the ingredients based on the brief I gave him. Then he gave me the sample. Then I started testing the sample now. So you come back and it's got flakes, into his mhlophe, so, and then I'll come back and say, Dr. Hansel, this sample gives flakes, and then he will add more, until the product was perfect. Then that's when I met Ujeri at the chemist. I remember there was a pharmacy somewhere in Hillbrow, because Hillbrow was still Hillbrow about that time.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I met this young lady. I said, man,
this is now Jerry Ranzedi,
yes,
back then, who's now Alson.
Yes, it was Jerry Williams then.
Oh my gosh, I also forgot Williams.
It was her, yes, it was Jerry Williams, and then, so, and immediately when she said, they said, no, but are you the guy? Did you speak to my housemate? Because I met another guy before Ujeri, starting with man, got something like this. And then Gandhi, he told Ujeri, and Jerry said, and Ujeri was busy with some program with TV3 by then. Then Ujeri. And
she already had dreadlocks back then.
Well, a little bit rough, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so then I took Jerry. I remember exactly when Jerry, I started twisting her hair, shampoo and twisted. And from there, the hair started to be like, we are open with Zia movers and so on. And I remember modeling there at the salon, swinging twice. I'm like, she's happy. That to me, that motivated me, Guti. If I can make 5 of them feel the same way like Jerry.
I'm so curious, and please share with us all, how did you discover where the name dreadlocks comes from and why you don't like the term dreadlocks?
You see, the history tells us that the slave master, the slaves from West Africa, there's a tribe in Senegal called the Baifa. Baifa, they leave the hair to grow very organic. The elders there, the hair grow longer, they don't cut. Young men, strong ones, then you see the hair starting to, now they look very wild because they're leaving them to grow. Now that's where the slave master comes. And see these young men strong, but with wild hair. Then that's when they said, your hair looks scary. It's dreadful, Scary is not look, So that's where the word came. We always take the negative word and, convert it, yeah. So the word dreadlock came from there.
So your preference is to call them locks?
Locks, rather call them locks.
Yes.
Yes, because my research, it allows, because even in the, the holy people in you find in India, you notice them with locks, So you find a lot of holy people with locks. So I realized that it's got so much into locks, so much into it. So there is something that is so profound in that.
Please talk to us about all the travels that you did, because you were researching in a time when there was no internet. Guys, don't even think just AI. There was no internet. Research was books, and if it was not books, you had to physically go.
Yes, to physically.
Where did you go?
My first visit, I went to Senegal. But I was a little bit disappointed because at that time, they didn't believe in locks as well.
Wait, but why did you choose Senegal of all the countries?
Because of the Baifa. Because of the slaves that were taken from there. I said, let me go to Senegal.
To the source.
To the source.
Yes.
But I realized that generation were more into Eurocentric as well. There were the elders in the village that were Afrocentric. But here in urban, they were not. And then I went to Ghana as well, in Accra, and I realized that it was even worse there because people with locks were those who were been next to the beach, selling veg there. They would steal and run to the beach. So they're very unpopular, those guys. So I remember we were a delegation, to take South Africa, that outward mission where you take business people to a country, and we're sitting there. And these guys having your relaxers, your what, and I'm sitting here with this product, locks. And then now you find the guys who are distributors from Accra, right? They're sitting that side. Now they want to buy so they can take the product to the market. Now I'm like, when it's my turn, I'm trying to convince. Yeah, you see this product. Hey, young man, please don't waste our time. Just like that. I was already in Ghana.
Because when are you trying to make hair products from the guys who society said?
That was 1999. Fast forward, went back. Then I went to the US to exhibit at Jacob Javits in New York. Now I exhibit there, the Jabu Stone and everything, because the Americans were more understanding what I'm talking about better, So now this lady comes to me from Ghana. She said, well, you're from South Africa because you could hear. I said, yeah. I said, why are you not coming to West Africa? Why are you coming to America? I said, invite me. And then I told her that I was in Ghana. The reception was so bad. And then she invited me. Then the reception was different. I had the radio interviews. It was on the news. It was now immediately she had a business my products as well. Most of her trucks had a Jabu Stone branded products in Ghana. So that's how I started getting into West Africa. After I was like, hey, don't waste our time. Then immediately after that, then they said, okay, now, ready.
What did you learn when you were in the States at that time, where you're now trying to take this product to market? And as you say, they were maybe a bit more open-minded to the idea of locks and locks maintenance.
Right. And again, it was an outward mission as well. When then normally what they do, they will bring, people that will go with you to. So now I had my cousins, I want to go to Harlem. But now I had this product, the beeswax. Now, the beeswax in America was unpopular. It had glue. When you twist your hair, then when you take it out, then it would, your hair will be out. So they didn't want to hear anything about beeswax.
Oh, because in their minds, it is like glue.
It's like glue, the beeswax. They had a product like glue in America called beeswax. They had a product called beeswax. That was like a glue, and when they use it, when they undo the hair will be falling. Then I come with a product now, proud, and said, I've got beeswax. No, I don't want beeswax on my hair. I said, listen here, man, these are bees from Africa,
It's actual wax.
So then I tried to convince them that this one is different from that. And they saw it. I said, oh man, this is for real. And then that's how I got into convincing that this is the right. So the reception was amazing, I must be honest.
Which are the other countries you traveled to on our continent?
Kenya. I did Kenya as well. And I exhibited in Bologna, in Italy. And, South End. I've visited most of the countries around, DRC, for example, we come in Zambia.
Yes.
Yes. So no, I've done quite a few, but not like all of them.
And for you, which is the country you would say influenced you the most with what you put in the product? Because you've done so much research in terms of what was used historically, how the hair was treated and maintained, what the challenges were for you to develop a specific twisting method, a specific product that speaks to all of that and maintains the hair not just naturally but also neatly.
I would say West Africa, must be honest. I'll say West Africa. You know, the mothers in West Africa, they've been, that is why I said in urban, I had a challenge when I went there, but rural, there were mothers who were really into, So I think, the people were busy with the black soap because it's a generational kind of a product, the black soap and all that with those cleansing, hydrating and all those effects, So I would say West Africa, especially in Ghana, Senegal, Nigeria, all those countries in West Africa. I think that's where I took from how the mothers looked after their hair there. Because I would go to I would go to mothers and look at how they were doing it.
And I mean, for a long time, I think people have believed as black people, our hair doesn't grow long.
Exactly.
But it does.
That's why a bit straight on there, we said, your hair is not kort. You see, we believed in that.
Yes.
But I realized that if you pull your hair away from the scalp, it will never stop growing. I saw people having locks up to their heels.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what was the method they were doing before? Was it just...
I think if I would look at the by far, they will just let it grow organic. That is why I find the different sizes.
Oh, so you're not combing, you're just letting your hair grow.
Yeah. Yes.
But you wash it and then you leave it.
I realized that they shampoo their hair maybe twice a week. Better than our known hairstyles.
Yes.
Yeah, so the lock market, I realized that the hair there is like every second, but just the look, but the neatness, the cleanness, they're very clean.
Do you believe that there is some kind of spiritual connection between our crowns, our hair, and either our ancestors or God or any of those things? And what have you experienced for you to believe that?
I would always say, because that is, even ancient times, that is what I would say, even if you go to the scripture, you realize that that there's a part in the Bible when like Numbers chapter 6 verse 5, it says, no razor shall come closer to your hair. You leave your hair to grow until they lock. And then you realize that even in, the East, in India, the people, they would have that spiritual thing with the locks. You come down to us in South Africa, whereby you realize our sangomas, I don't know the current sangomas, but those we know before, they had locks where they put the mud, the red mud. Remember, we would notice the sangoma by that traditional healer. So it was kind of an antenna for them to communicate with the ancestors. So to me, it had a lot to do spiritually, the hair actually, that crown to me. And you go to Ovambos in Namibia, Southwest Africa, you find those people as well. But even their hair, the way it's like four. It's like goes this way, that way.
Four locks,
yeah,
yes.
4. Yeah, it's only 4. So you can see that. And there's also in Mpumalanga, there's an Ntwana tribe as well, whereby you notice a young girl when she's about to be a woman, then you notice that she'll have the certain type of hairstyle, So it's got a lot of, that's why I said hair, it's got a lot of meaning in us.
Was there ever, because obviously you were trying to get your business out there.
Right.
Not just grow the business, but change the culture and create a movement where locks become acceptable. It's a norm.
Yes.
Was there ever a moment where you were so doubtful that it was a higher power intervention that convinced you to keep going, doing what you're doing?
I would say that because people always ask me what kept you going, but at times, because I used to sell 6 units a month. At
6?
At 20 rand each.
A month?
6 at 20 rand. Now you ask me what kept me going? I don't know.
And how much did it cost to make a unit at that time?
Cost me, well, Dr. Hansel was charging me, I think 14 Rand, and I was selling it at 18 Rand 90. And there's a time whereby, like any other person, when you start, you can't open a bank account, you are credit listed, and also I went through that. And when I wanted to open and then I couldn't have an account. I had to, there was Community Bank, the one was by Joe Slovo, I think it was somewhere in Sauer Street and Commissioner. I opened an account there. That's the only bank that could allow me to open a bank account. And then I would sell the product, especially to curtains that kept the product, and I'll ask him, please make it a cash check, curtains will cross it. And then he will give me a check of 225 Rand. When I go there for special clearance, it cost me 75 Rand. But I needed that 7, so I can go quickly back to Dr. Hansel, make another product. Next. Then I can go and sell and deliver to somebody else.
Why was that the bank that accepted you and the others didn't?
Because I was listed. I couldn't open a bank account there, So then the Community Bank is the one that said, okay, we can allow you to open a bank account, But if you need a special clearance, we're going to charge you 75 Rand.
Of which you had to take the hit.
Exactly. So I've got a check of 25 Rand. 225 Rand. Then I need a special clearance. Then you have to 220 minus 75, whatever is left. That's what I must take it back to Dr. Hansel to make another product.
And then you sell for 18 Rand 90.
Yes.
In terms of these hardships of these few units being sold, did you ever think about going back to your cushy job at the company?
I must be honest, I never thought of that, because I remember by then I had a car, and then the fan was not working, the aircon was not working, even the button to open the windows was not working. So when I would drive with my wife, I would say, okay, now we're not going to use the freeway, we need to go, because now when the traffic light is green, we'll drive slow. We want it to be red. Once it's red, then she opens the door, I open the door.
To get fresh air. I'm sure you were wishing you had a winding window at that time, just to open the window.
That's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
So I won't drive on the freeway. So we'll pray all the time when we drive. Okay, let's wait for it to be red. Once it's red, we stop, then you open the door.
Fresh air.
Then we close, then we drive.
I know you used your wife as a doll to test. I know now you can buy dolls to actually practice it.
Yes,
but you tested on your wife.
No, we tested at home, yes. I'll test on her, she would use on me, test on her. Because when I come and said, I've got this. No, love, before you take, let's see whether it works before it goes out there. We twist. Oh, it gives some white flakes. Oh, then I go back to Dr. Hansel. So my wife was always there, always. That's why I said she's been right up until today.
Did she never ever say to you, these few 20 rands are not going to work. Please consider going back to that job?
You know what happened? Actually, I had I plait, but she plaits better than me. Now,
do you mean like the braids or the cornrows?
Plait or, like cornrows and all that, yeah. Now, I remember this lady, Ubui, she wanted to look Afrocentric. I think at work, she was in competition. There was this American guy that came, and Ubui didn't look African. And then there was this lady who looked like, I think she was more European lady. Now, this guy said, what's the difference between you and her? Because your hair is straight like hers and hers is natural. You don't have your natural hair. And Boy begged me to say, Jabu, please. And I had that African twist. So myself and my wife, she started helping that to do, like a cook sister.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do that on your hair.
Yes.
That's thick. We did that. And Boy left, I think, about 2 a.m. in the morning. She left. She was happy. Now, again, now I said to my wife, let's have a training. Let me train people how to do locks. But because the braids and everything is more popular. So now, fortunately, I invited them. And that was the first time I saw money, because I charged them 250 Rand per day. And the 10 of them responded. I had 2,500 for the first time. I'm like, yo.
And you had it cash money.
I took it straight to my wife.
Do you see where the money must go?
I took it straight to her. Huh? What do you want to do? Here's the money.
What did she decide to do?
Of course, and those are Sendlini, splitting up and all that. So she's been, and the other thing with her, I always, look, that's why I said, she's my favorite, I must be honest, yeah. I remember Tim Modise had a program on...
The people of the South.
Tim Modise. Now, there was a program he was presenting with Tim.
I'm thinking of Dali...
No, not that one, yeah, Tim Modise. And he had a beautiful jersey he was wearing. And we were watching Tim, and I'm like to my wife, I said, love, do you love the jersey? I said, it's so beautiful, as Tim Modise's jersey, but I can't afford it. Guess what? Later, Gandhi, my wife, when I get home with those 18 Rand, then I would give her some money and all that. Gandhi, she's busy buying that jersey for me. She's not working. I'm the one who brings those money, and then she buy that jersey for me. Then it was $300. She brought it to me.
What did you say when she brought it to you?
I asked her, what do you? I said, no, I take, half of it, I put it there. I buy this, and then I take another half there. So that's why I said she's, I don't know, but people, they always say, hey, Jabu, we can't find people like that now. But I said, you know what? To me, I take that it was a blessing for me to get a person like that.
Also because I think we underestimate, and I think we spoke about this briefly on radio, that who you choose to marry will literally determine the trajectory of your life.
Yes.
How did you know she was the one to marry?
I don't know, because I met her in the street. I stopped in the street.
You stopped her in the street?
No, that was Brenda. I think Brenda had a divorce party.
Brenda Fassi?
Yeah, she had a divorce party. So
where?
Somewhere in Vleerhof. So now I meet Namachita Waming driver Lana, and I'm like, hey. Oh no, before that, I knew her elder sister.
Yes.
So we were somewhere with the elder sister and the boyfriend. So they were talking about this lady, Sister Heke just came back from the Eastern Cape and what. Everybody is like, and I'm like, eh. Then I want to see this lady. Then the next thing, corner, Hilbert said, hey, this woman looks like, I said, Nyangenala.
And that was your decision.
I stopped the car. Then I'm with a friend.
Yes.
We're together at school, So remember when I was at Pentec, I had a car,
yes.
So then so Mdu was not happy. So Mdu, I said, Mdu.
Who's Mdu now?
This guy best friend and I.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it's Mdu na ile cherry Brian. Mang prigum to ya champ yo shell.
So he knew you had already.
No, mina yamchela ngithi ngihamba nakazi. So I'm saying Mdu ina ile cherry ngifuna yo too. When I stop Mdu jumps and we yamshela. Things are not going to work out.
Yes.
So I went back. I said, this girl said, hey, I said, oh, okay. I said, hey, do Sisi, where do you stay? There on the corner. I said, yeah, sure. Do Asambi. And then I took him I dropped him to there by Brenda first. Yes. Then I came back to the lady.
And you said?
35 years down the line today, still together.
You need to tell the secret, because marriages are not like that anymore. And I'm not in any way saying 35 years means it's been perfect and wonderful.
No, you must.
But from how you speak about your wife, what is the secret to keep it going?
Remorse, man. When you're wrong, apologize. Once you see something, she's not happy with it, apologize. Because at times you say something, then she feels offended, she feels that you're disrespectful. Apologize. Simple. I'm sorry. And show remorse. You are sorry. No, it doesn't work like that. Apologize. And I won't go tired for sure. That's all.
As in Oscar Manganga.
And truthful.
In terms then of Jabu Stone at its peak. So that's early 2000s.
Yes.
How successful was the business at that time? I mean, were you like wealthy?
I was working.
Wealthy.
I was working. And I had a, I used to frequent the US a lot. I mean, I exhibited most of the, exhibition shows, exhibiting like at Bronner Brothers. I did the one in Atlanta, Baltimore, Jacob Javits. So I kind of pushed the product on the other side. No, we worked, yeah. And the continent as well. And like, cool.
You had how many what was the period where you had the most number of salons? Because
I think that's about 18 salons.
And you decided to do this because some people would have thought it's just the product. But what was the reason you chose to start the salons?
I realized that the salons, they amplify the usage of the product. Because the stylist is the one that spends about an hour with you. So she's the one who must tell you what to use after that and all that. So they are there to amplify. But unfortunately, when I started training them, showing the product, they were not interested. That's when I said, let me rather have my own salons, train people, and then with the Jabu Stone product at the Jabu Stone Salon, So I think that's where the whole thing started, So the reception was amazing. I mean, we were up to Mpangeni, you name, few salons in Cape Town, up to Botswana, we had a salon as well. So we've been, pushing on there, yeah.
One of the beautiful stories I heard, and I hope you share with us, is how, when you'd open some salons, you'd actually have accommodation that you supported your staff with. Yeah. Why did you decide to do it, and how did you even set that up?
You see, first of all, stylist, there's not a lot of money. That's number one. Well, we work on basic and commission. Now, in the beginning, you might not have enough customers and clients to reach up your target. At that time, we will give you basic because Nati, we rely on you bringing customers. So what I'll do, I'll have an apartment, a flat or a house, and then that house, if it costs about 2,000 or 1.4, then I'll pay 50% to subsidize it. And then, 6 of them will share the other half among. Then I'll make sure that the house is fully furnished.
Yes.
I'll put the bed and everything. So mabefika baza nje nempahla zabo zokulala nje kuphela.
So just to start to set them up.
Yes. So, and it helped me a lot as well. Even if I remember there's a time I think I was driving to Botswana. And then Uslindile, who was a manager in our salon in Cape Town, as I was driving going towards Zirast, and then often Ati Puchab, Labandwana, they left, all of them. The stylist just decided to go, all of them. And Slindile is there as a manager. And then I stopped. I said, okay, Slindile, before, just the rest, just about to go on the other side. And then I said, okay, right here, it's all right. I tell those kids to vacate the flat. That's all. That's all I want. Let me out. Then I started booking tickets and everything. I took 2 from Durban, 2 from Joburg. By 12 o'clock, the salon was running.
Because there was a flat for them to stay in?
Yeah. Booked tickets, and they were there, started working.
In all the years of the business evolving, at what point did you decide to diversify your business portfolio? Because you aren't just into Jabu Stone and hair care products and salons. You also have other interests outside of the hair business.
Yeah, you see, because the times you want something that is gonna, accelerate your business, and then you diversify. Fortunately, at times you get the good people, at times the bad ones. So you will check there, it works, doesn't work, it works, doesn't work, but primary is still there. I always say this is my bread and butter one. And then the rest, I would kind of, try there just to, so it's been ongoing. It's been ongoing, so it's not permanent, but I will just work on that one. Once it gives me what I want, and then I come back here as well again, and then maybe go there, bring it back again this side.
Would you consider yourself a serial entrepreneur?
Sort of.
Why or sort of?
Sort of, because I tried everything.
That is a serial entrepreneur. Tell me 3 businesses you tried that failed, that we've never heard about.
I had a jungle juice.
A what juice?
Jungle juice.
What is jungle juice?
So we called it jungle juice. That product, herbs, I don't know what those guys mixed it, but it's beautiful herbs, just with herbs.
Yes. To drink?
It would balance your pH level.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what you have. Balances it up.
And then what happened to the business?
Then they trusted, guys. It's okay, go.
Give me
Actually,
another one.
my younger sister, my
Yes.
daughter,
Yes.
when she was at Rhodes, I mean, she used to suffer from period pains.
Yes.
That jungle juice would like...
You need to bring the jungle juice back.
Yes. So that's, so that...
Okay, 2 other businesses. You owe me 2 other businesses that failed. And the reason I ask, I think it's so important because so many people are in this era trying to create something for themselves. And you only see success stories and then you think how I'm the only one who's not doing well. But they don't realize, Jorge, the same person can do something right and maybe something goes wrong because of timing, maybe the wrong people in the business, maybe not enough capital. I think it's so important, okay, even some things didn't work. Maybe they were ahead of their time. Construction.
No.
You never tried construction?
I had a mining permit.
Oh.
But for quarry, a permit that is a 5-year period.
Okay.
Yeah, just to crush stone to
Yes.
build houses. Yeah, that.
Oh, so it's not mining like you're getting us gold.
No, the mine that is, the stone that you crush.
Yes.
It's a dolerite, a blue chip stone.
Yes.
So you crush that, you get a 19 mil, mix it for your foundation and the slabs. So after I've done that as well, then because it's a 5-year thing.
Did you ever own a dealership?
What?
Car dealership?
No.
Did you think about it?
No, I never.
Because now I'm like, you owned a petrol station?
No.
Not a petrol station? No. I'm going to guess one more. I would say an adjacent to hair business, like beauty and skincare.
No.
You did that?
No.
You didn't? And I would have thought because now you have access to chemists, you would consider that.
I did not, because I just concentrate. But maybe, my son, my daughter, because the kids actually, they are into their own space, but they do come back from time to time. Yeah, but they do that then. I remember I told them, I said, look, you can start your skincare or something, then I would assist you and get into that. I remember my daughter-in-law, the one civil engineering, she went to a fashion school.
Yes.
And when I went to Bologna, I met a lady who was a president of all the fashion designers in Italy. And then I was excited. I said, no. And then I told her that my daughter, what she's doing. And she said, wow, that would be nice to have a collaboration of Giorgio Armani and Jabu Stone in Africa. That was a talk. When I came back, I found that my daughter, because my wife told her that she's a dressmaker, so she stopped.
She stopped?
She went to digital marketing after that, because my wife said, dressmaker.
Every generation has that parent who says, what?
Exactly.
I'm sure even now content creators struggle to explain what their jobs are.
Hey, no, Daddy, I stopped. I said, oh, okay. Because I'm that person with against the Indo.
Yes.
Do what you love, and then I'll just support you in that.
Tell us about the new product line using the black soap of Jabu Stone, because, we've watched Jabu Stone evolve. I love the black and gold packaging. Why is it so great to use, and who can use it? Because I think sometimes also people think you only supply for people with locks.
Okay. You see, because Jabu Stone has been known as a lock product all the time. Now, we cater for braids, even within our range. The previous range, we also cater for afro. So now we said, let's rather emphasize more on black soap, because we came up with a black soap range. we copied that from the mothers in West Africa with the black soap.
Yes.
You know, it's got a anti-aging effects, you know, all the cleansing and, you know, so those we took most of the raw material that they are using that side. Then we brought this raw material. That's a product. But it is not a soap on us. It is a hair product. You are there, you know, you don't need to shampoo. It's a product, but we're just using the African black soap range under Jabu Stone. So on that product, we've got your braiding spray, you know, which you're using a lot of those ingredients, you know. And then we've got your ultra moist spray, and we've got as well your conditioner, softening soap for the afro. So you don't, even if you go to your afro, beautiful afro, and then you can use that conditioner. It's a leave-in conditioner. You apply it and leave it there. You don't have to rinse it, you know. And then we've got a gel. You know, the gel, it will tame the ends as well.
Yes.
You know, at times if you want that baby hair, then you can apply it. And then now when you twist with that gel, you know, it leaves, because you find that inwele, you know, they leave it dull, and then it enhances because it's a black gel. It enhances that as well. And people, when they braid, there's a little bit of the gel and start braiding with it, then it holds tighter, then nice and beautiful. So we've got those 4 products. And also we've got an oil, beautiful product, which is balances your pH, your hair won't break and all those things. So that oil, also it's amazing. So we've got that blended oil, and it's also good for beard or baba.
What's next for Ntate Stole? And you're going to have to find the podcast on our Upside of Failure conversation on 702 to hear the story of why he is actually Ntate Stole. But what's next for you?
My goal now, you see, I want to see what can I do for young people. I always say to them, Jabu Stone is a national asset. Come to me, let's see what we can do. Because somebody said, I'm in clothing. I said, what's your name? Say, come, here's a brand. It's already there. When you talk to people, you can say, we've been here for 35 years. You know, so people will listen to you, even if you go on to list your product. And so I said, come, let's talk. Like now I'm busy, you know, because we had a container salon, one of the schools in Davidton for people living with disability. My interest is there because those are our children. So I'm kind of working now, you know, because I'll be going to Limpopo, I'll be going around the country to see what assistance can I give to those people who are living with disability. My interest is just there now to go out there, mentor them, assist them, that turnaround strategy, because others, they open the business and then but we want to find out what is the problem. Let's see where we can assist, because we're not young now. We just want to give back to the communities.
And Ntate Stole, thank you so much just for being a national treasure, for being a part of the culture. I will continue to give you your flowers over and over and over for what you've done, not just for individuals who want to lock their hair, but also for us as Black people, taking pride in our hair and not being told, Hore, our hair is dreadful and scary and all of those ugly names. I think you brought it into the most beautiful era where we saw our Jerry Rantsedi, our Claire Mawisa, you know, Judas Puma, all of them.
And she was once the face of Jabu Stone.
There we go, just rocking these beautiful locks. So thank you so much, Relebogile, for coming through to the podcast. Please put your questions and comments down below for Ntate Stole, and you might want to know something about Jabu Stone. We'll also put a link down in the captions where you can go over and find some of the products and also more of Ntate Stole's story. And then subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let us know who else you'd like to see on the show. But till next time, bye.